The smoke alarm screamed again. Ethan Carter didn't even flinch this time. He stood in the tiny kitchen of the old blue rental house, staring at what had once been spaghetti. Now it looked like a black brick fused permanently to the bottom of the pot. The smell of burnt tomato sauce drifted through every room while his 7-year-old daughter Lily sat at the table, quietly coloring on the back of an old grocery receipt. "Daddy," he sighed. "Yeah, sweetheart. I think dinner is dead." "Despite everything," Ethan laughed. "It sure is." Just 6 months earlier, Ethan had been a successful construction foreman working 60 hours a week while his wife Emily handled most things at home. She loved cooking, decorating the house, remembering birthdays, and somehow making ordinary evenings feel special. Then one rainy Tuesday she packed 2 suitcases. "I can't do this anymore," she'd whispered. There wasn't another man. There wasn't some dramatic betrayal. She simply admitted she felt trapped, exhausted, and wanted a completely different life. Within weeks the divorce papers arrived, and suddenly Ethan became a full-time single father. He knew how to build houses. He could repair engines. He could install electrical wiring with his eyes closed. But cooking defeated him every single night. Every recipe online seemed to assume people understood mysterious phrases like "fold gently," "reduce," or "simmer until aromatic." How could onions become aromatic? They just looked wet. Night after night he burned dinner. The grilled cheese became charcoal. Rice transformed into glue. Chicken somehow ended up raw inside and burnt outside. Frozen pizza seemed impossible to ruin, until Ethan forgot it in the oven for nearly an hour. Lily never complained. She simply smiled and said things like, "The cereal tastes good too." That somehow hurt even more. One Friday evening Ethan returned from work carrying 2 bags of groceries. "I'm making chicken tonight," he announced confidently. Lily looked hopeful. "You watched another cooking video?" "3 of them. So it'll work." "It has to." 30 minutes later flames briefly shot out of the frying pan. The smoke detector exploded into life. Lily calmly opened the windows like she'd practiced this routine dozens of times. Ethan buried his face in his hands. "I'm sorry." "You don't have to say sorry. I wanted to make something nice." "You tried." Sometimes children spoke with a wisdom adults couldn't reach. Still, Ethan felt like he was failing. Not just as a cook. As a father. At that exact moment came, "Why would you volunteer for that kind of punishment?" Ethan asked. Nora laughed. "Because everyone deserves at least one decent meal." The lesson started with something simple, chicken soup. To Ethan's surprise, Nora didn't take over the kitchen. She didn't grab the knife from his hands or correct every mistake. Instead, she stood beside him, calmly explaining each step. "Slow down," she said when he rushed through chopping carrots. "If I go slower, dinner won't be ready until midnight. If you go faster, you'll need stitches." Lily giggled from the table. "She's got a point, Dad." For the first time in months, cooking didn't feel like a test he was destined to fail. It felt like learning. The soup wasn't perfect. The carrots were uneven. The noodles were slightly overcooked. But nothing burned. When Ethan served the bowls, Lily took a careful bite. Then another. Then another. "It's good." He smiled cautiously. "Really? Really?" The pride he felt over that simple bowl of soup surprised him. Over the next few weeks, Tuesday dinners became a tradition. Sometimes Nora brought ingredients. Sometimes Ethan bought them himself. They made tacos, pasta, casseroles, meatloaf, and homemade pizza. The disasters gradually became fewer. The laughter became more frequent. And little by little, the house stopped feeling empty. Lily adored Nora. The two spent hours baking cookies, planting flowers in the backyard, and reading books on the porch swing. One afternoon Ethan returned home early from work and found them covered in flour. The kitchen looked like a tornado had passed through. "What happened here?" "We made cinnamon rolls," Lily announced proudly. Nora pointed toward the counter. Evidence. Ethan tasted one. His eyes widened. These are incredible. I know, Lily said. I helped. The answer made all three laugh. As summer turned into autumn, Ethan realized something he hadn't expected. He looked forward to seeing Nora. Not because she cooked. Not because she helped with Lily. But because she made ordinary days brighter. She listened when he talked about work. She remembered small details. She never treated him like a broken man recovering from divorce. She simply treated him like Ethan. That feeling had become rare. One chilly October evening they sat on the porch after dinner while Lily chased fireflies in the yard. The sky glowed orange and purple as the sun disappeared. You know, Nora said quietly, when I moved here, I almost turned around. Really? She nodded. Fresh starts are scary. What were you running from? For a moment she stared into the distance. My fiancé. Ethan looked surprised. I didn't know. We were together for 6 years. What happened? He decided he wasn't sure about us. The sadness in her voice was soft but unmistakable. So you moved. I needed somewhere new. Ethan understood that feeling. More than she probably realized. For a while neither spoke. Then Nora smiled. Looks like we are both experts at starting over. Not experts. Students. Definitely students. The months continued passing. Winter arrived. Snow covered rooftops. Christmas lights appeared throughout the neighborhood. For the first time since the divorce, Ethan felt excited about the holidays. One Saturday morning Lily sat at the kitchen table making decorations. She looked up suddenly. Dad. Yeah. Can I ask something? Always. Do you like Nora? The question nearly made him choke on his coffee. What? You know? She lowered her voice dramatically. Like her. Ethan rubbed his forehead. Where do children learn these things? You didn't answer. He couldn't help smiling. Yes. Lily grinned. I knew it. Before he could respond, she added another sentence. I think she likes you too. The conversation ended there, but her words stayed with him. For weeks. Maybe months. Then came the night everything changed. A fierce winter storm rolled through town. Wind rattled windows.